Happy Saturday. It's been a little while since I've had my best friend Basher here with me, and so I wanted to put him in a video for a second. Each Saturday, I bring you the most important news from the week that's either affecting the stock market or will affect the stock market very soon. I hope you enjoy this so that you can get this information quickly and then just be able to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Now, the market is currently balancing four competing factors: rising oil prices and geopolitical risk, higher interest rates and bond yields, strong corporate earnings and long-term AI growth, and then tariffs that were just updated on Friday. If oil prices remain elevated and bond yields continue climbing, expect continued pressure on high valuation growth stocks. If geopolitical tensions ease and yields stabilize, the market's focus will likely shift back to earnings and long-term AI fundamentals. Now, as you probably know, yesterday morning Trump imposed the new tariffs, or at least the new rules around the new tariffs. And I explained this to my private school group so we could factor this into our investing for Friday. Those targeted, including the UK, China, and the European Union, will face a tariff of 10 to 12.5% on all goods, accounting for almost all American imports. The key story isn't that Trump is introducing brand new tariffs, it's that the tariffs are becoming a more permanent part of US trade policy. If they lead to higher inflation or retaliation from major trading partners, that could keep pressure on the stock market and make it harder for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates later this year. The biggest concern isn't necessarily the tariffs themselves. Many are close to the temporary rates that were already in place. Instead, what we want to watch for as investors is higher input costs for those manufacturers, and then also that possible retaliation from the trade partners. Inflation is a huge one, but we won't know that for a little bit of time. All in all, what happens with the Federal Reserve rate? Are we going to keep it the same? Is it going to go up? What's going to happen because of this? Because if tariffs push prices higher, there has to be something that happens. Those effects could particularly impact industrials, consumer discretionary companies, retailers, and manufacturers with global supply chains. Also, if you like this style of video, the news style with research heavy, you should sign up for my totally free newsletter. The link's down below, and I send out a newsletter every 2 weeks with important stock market news and information. Totally free. Check out the down below for that link. Now, this upcoming week is arguably one of the most important weeks of the entire quarter. 4 of the Magnificent Seven report earnings, and together, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Meta represent roughly 1/5 of the entire S&P 500. If these companies beat expectations and provide strong guidance, the market could resume its rally. If they disappoint, especially on AI spending or future guidance, we could see significant volatility across the entire stock market. Now, all of these are huge this coming week, but the 5 earnings reports that could really move the entire market would be Visa on Tuesday, and this provides one of the clearest real-time snapshots of consumer spending, making it an important signal for the overall US economy. Microsoft on Wednesday, the biggest AI earnings report of the week. If Azure growth and AI monetization disappoint, the entire technology sector could sell off. Also on Wednesday is Meta, and investors want proof that heavy AI spending is boosting advertising revenue and profits. Now on Thursday we have Apple, and because of its enormous market value, even a 3 to 5% move in Apple can noticeably impact the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. And then also on Thursday is Amazon. The AWS cloud growth is a key indicator for enterprise AI spending and cloud demand. Again, especially on AI spending or future guidance, this is where we're going to see the most amount of volatility. We're either going to see the market shoot up or drop, and you just need to understand that this is possibly going to happen, and I wouldn't necessarily do very much, especially ahead of time. Most of this is already baked into the price, so don't think you can get out ahead of it because you got some inside information that everybody else probably has. I would just sit and watch and see what happens. If unnecessarily the entire stock market drops and there's some very good companies or some very good ETFs that drop, more than they should, this is the time to scoop up some deals. So let's talk about the 5 biggest things that happened over this past week and how it's affecting the stock market and will affect it even more in the coming weeks. And that's the most important part. Hearing the news is important to understand what's going on, but more so what? What does it actually mean for us as investors? Number 1 was the earnings report from Google, Alphabet, and from Tesla. Alphabet delivered strong revenue growth, but investors focused on its massive increase in AI capital spending, up to about $205 billion, raising concerns about future cash flow. Tesla disappointed investors with weaker profitability and negative free cash flow as it continues heavy investment in AI, autonomous driving, and robotics. Both stocks sold off sharply, dragging down the Nasdaq and much of the AI ecosystem. Investors are beginning to ask whether the enormous AI spending by mega-cap tech companies will generate adequate returns. Now, that market impact was negative for AI infrastructure stocks in the short term, but positive for companies showing AI profits rather than just AI spending. So why should you care about those two earnings reports in particular? For the first time in this whole AI boom, it seems like Wall Street isn't just rewarding companies for spending money on AI, like the what if AI could matriculate. It now wants proof that AI is actually going to generate profits. So number 2 in this past week is all about the oil, and this is huge. Geopolitical tensions in the Middle East intensified this week, sending Brent crude above $100 per barrel. But first, real quick, I want to share with you an amazing tool that'll actually help you free up some cash. Thank you to Nexo for sponsoring this video. If you ever needed cash but you didn't want to sell your crypto, because obviously you'd be losing the upside and possibly trigger a taxable event, the Nexo credit line is built for exactly that. Nexo is an all-in-one wealth platform for digital assets. You deposit your crypto as collateral, open the credit line in the app, and take stablecoins instantly or fiat within 24 hours. Rates start from 0.9% APR. There's no credit check, no fixed repayment schedule, and no monthly fees. Just remember, it is a secured loan. If your collateral drops, you may need to add more. If you're new to Nexo, use the link down in my description and deposit at least $5,000 in your first 7 days to unlock 30 days of Wealth Club Premier. Credit line rates from 2.9% APR up to 12% interest on your crypto and 0.5% trading cashback. This is US residents only and not in New York. Again, it's a $5,000 minimum loan. Also, great news, California's back on the Nexo credit line Borrow, which is big news for US clients, and new users will enjoy 0% APR for the first 45 days. The link's down in my description to get a free 30-day Nexo Wealth Club Premier trial. So again, that oil broke above $100 per barrel, and that's huge. And remember, in this section, I'm gonna tell you not just what actually happened, but why it matters for you as an investor. Higher oil prices create two major concerns. Inflation could reaccelerate, and the Federal Reserve may have less room to cut interest rates. These higher oil prices don't just affect gas stations. They can raise transportation costs, manufacturing costs, and eventually consumer prices, making inflation harder to bring down. If oil stays above $100 for several weeks, investors may start pricing in fewer Federal Reserve rate cuts, which would likely pressure growth stocks while benefiting energy companies. And number 3, another thing that started really hurting growth stocks is these rising treasury yields. As oil prices climbed and investors worried about inflation, treasury yields moved higher. Higher yields make future corporate earnings worth less today, and they increase borrowing costs, which put pressure on richly valued technology companies. We've been seeing growth stocks kind of going through the ringer. It seems like they kind of make a little bit of some headway and then they get knocked down again. When those treasury yields rise, investors can just get a much safer but solid return, and so they pull money out of things that are risky and put it into things that are much less risky. Keep an eye on the 10-year treasury yield. If it continues climbing, high valuation technology stocks could face additional selling pressure. If yields fall, growth stocks could regain some momentum. And talking about growth stocks, this is number 4 of this last week, but really it leads into next week. We have huge earnings reports. Right now, investors are focusing on AI spending, corporate profit margins, consumer demand, and 2026 guidance. Instead of broad macro news, company-specific earnings are creating outsized moves in individual stocks and sectors. Markets are rewarding companies with improving profits and punishing expensive growth stories that require ever larger investments. Like I said from before, markets are punishing these companies that even have solid earnings reports, like they show over the last quarter, over the last year. It's been doing very well. We actually beat our estimates. But then if they also say, now we're going to be increasing expenses even more, that just isn't going well with analysts, and that's why the market is dropping a lot of these companies. I can just see so much volatility coming up, especially in this next week. Each day there's another huge company or two or three that are reporting, and if there's enough good news or enough bad news, it's just gonna make that thing go up or down. And number 5, I've kind of talked about this before, but very important that you understand that investors are just reassessing this AI spending boom because the narrative around AI is shifting. Questions right now that are being asked include, when will AI investments generate meaningful cash flow? Are hyperscalers overspending? And will returns justify the unprecedented capital expenditures? This is just a shift in psychology, and investors at this point kind of have had enough. They're ready to actually see, is all this money actually worth it? Markets often change direction before the headlines do. Investors are definitely shifting from who's spending the most on AI to who's actually making money with AI. If this shift continues, which I definitely see it happening, we could definitely see money or investors move away from these speculative AI names and just wait to see actual proof. Free cash flow is definitely something that I'll be watching over these next couple of months and really years. And that's definitely going to create a much more selective market rather than this just broad rally with anything that has to do with AI. So the biggest things that I'm watching over the next week or two isn't whether the economy is slowing, it's whether earnings can continue to justify today's stock prices. Over the next few weeks, AI spending, oil prices, treasury yields, and corporate guidance will likely determine whether this bull market keeps climbing or takes a breather. Watch this video on Warren Buffett's final warning here in 2026 where I break down how expensive the stock market actually is, or watch this video where I break down everything I've learned investing in the last 20 years, and let me know what's something new that you learned because of that video. Remember to keep investing simplified.